Hello, everyone. It's Paul Benedict here with the Benedict Group at Keller Williams Realty Las Vegas. It's Monday, July 11th, and boy, do we have an absolutely mind-blowing update for you. Strap in, put your oxygen masks on. We're going to dive into some wild stuff here in the Las Vegas market, so let's get right to it. Check out this number here, 7,986. As of this morning, when I pulled this number, that's how many houses were listed for sale in the Las Vegas metro area. That is triple from February and March. Triple the amount of houses. Now, I need to make something very, very clear here. You see that the inventory has clearly shot up April, May, June, and then July. However, we need to put it into perspective. The media and lots of people in the world are saying, oh my gosh, the sky is falling, the market is crashing. It is not. We are slowly inching our way back to a sort of semblance of balance and normalcy. Let me explain. That number of 8,000 houses for sale represents about 0.3% of the number of people who live in Southern Nevada. So if we have about 2.3 million people in the metro area, 8,000 represents about 0.3%. Now, the economists tell us that to have a balanced real estate market, we should have about 1% of the number of people in houses listed. That'd be 23,000 houses listed for sale. That usually, historically, would create a fairly balanced market where there are enough houses to create competition among sellers, to create variety for buyers, fair market negotiation instead of just sellers being able to demand over appraised values and no repairs and buyers multiple offering over each other and such. So let's please put this into perspective. When we see the inventory tripling from a few months ago, this does not mean the market is crashing. It means we're slowly getting back to a sense of normalcy. So we're still in strong sellers market territory. Keep in mind, 8,000 houses for sale is still strong sellers market territory. Let me explain further. Absorption. Even at the current pace of sale with the tripled inventory, we still only have 2 months of inventory available. Meaning, if no new houses were listed for sale today, it would take our current pace of sales here in Las Vegas just about 2.5 months to sell every house we have available. That's still considered a seller's market. A balanced market is considered 4 to 6 months of available inventory. Now, how do we arrive at that number of 2.4 months? We have to take the number of houses that closed last month, which was 3,033. And by the way, that is down from May, and I'll explain why. We take that number there, and we divide it into how many houses are for sale now. It's about 2.5 months. That's the inventory. So again, let's go back to this slide where we see the number of houses that sold last month. It is lower than May. A big part of that is interest rates. Okay, when interest rates go up, that drastically changes a buyer's buying power. If the interest rate goes from, let's say, 4 to 5%, that can change a monthly mortgage payment over $500, $600 even. That increase can knock out a buyer from being qualified to purchase a house. That affects a buyer's payment far more than if the real estate prices went up by $10,000, even $20,000. So the interest rates have a gigantic impact on the market here. And that's a big reason why sales slowed down. Also a simple function of appreciation. Let's talk about that. Appreciation. When prices go up, fewer buyers can afford houses. This is very interesting. Median sales price, May 485, June 485. Now keep in mind, this is just SFR detached houses. So I'm using this specific metric because I believe a detached house is a very, very good representation of what it costs just to buy a home in Las Vegas. Most people buy detached single family homes. So that's why I'm using that particular metric. What have I been saying for the past 6 to 12 months about where the market's headed? It's headed into a plateau. Now, I can't say that it's plateaued yet because we've only had 2 months of the same. But once we have 3 and 4 months of a similar number, we will see that my estimation is that the prices will not keep skyrocketing and they will not crash either. They will kind of even out. All right. In addition to the 7,986 houses for sale, there are also 3,167 that are pending, that are under contract. And yes, that is fewer than last month around this time. Again, because of interest rates very high, comparatively speaking to where they were. Not high in the grand scheme of things, but comparatively speaking, and higher prices. So far, as of the end of June, Las Vegas has sold over $900 million plus properties. That's 6 months into the year. All of 2021, we sold 1,516. So we're on pace to sell $1,800 million houses. Now, we'll see how that goes in the next coming months with interest rates and such. Cash sales, this metric is also important to look at. From May to June, we hovered at 34% of all sales going to cash buyers. So investors are still active, and we don't expect that to increase nor decrease too much. Probably staying the same. It might settle back down into the 30% range. All right. It's a wild ride out there. So if you're a seller, it is still a good time to buy because it's summer months and there are still lots of buyers out there. If you are in the market right now, you've seen this. There are still buyers active. If you've driven around Las Vegas, you'll see that new home builders are still rocking and rolling with their communities. There are frames going up. There are new vacant lots being graded. The new home market is still burgeoning. So the sky is not falling, guys. If you're a buyer, talk to me, please. I'd love to put my 21 years of real estate experience to work for you. If you're a seller, let me run comps on your neighborhood. I can tell you what your house is worth in this market. By the way, days on market did go up by 1 day from 7 days in May rather, to 8 days in June. That's the average days on market before a house gets an offer that the seller accepts. Thanks for watching. Paul Benedict with Keller Williams Realty, broker salesperson, signing off. I'll see you next month.